Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Greg Erhahon. I'm the CEO of KompiTech. I'm here with Yiri. Yiri, please.
Yeah, hello, I'm the blockchain infrastructure engineer.
So, let me talk quickly about KompiTech. KompiTech is a Swiss technological company. We are specialized in blockchain technology. And today we are going to talk about this brand new product of so it's like our brand new baby. It's called ManBlock. So before I go into talking about ManBlock, I'll probably want to ask everyone if everyone currently working with Hyperledger Fabric. Okay, great. Sawtooth? Nobody. Okay. Well, ManBlock, it is, let me walk you through quickly how we started developing ManBlock. ManBlock, from our core service, which is IT services, we wanted to provide a very efficient services to the customer, but we had a lot of issues. We have issues with SLAs because we were not just the only provider in the supply chain. We have some subcontractors, we have customers having issues. It wasn't every time, but we had an issue. And there was no current solution to solve that issue. There was no technology to solve that issue. Until we bumped into Hyperledger Fabric. That was the solution we thought is the right solution for our use case. But again, if you have your use case, your business use case, you really need to start thinking about, is this a use case for blockchain? If it's not a use case for blockchain, then scrap it. Use a different technology. Don't use blockchain for use cases that are not for blockchain. In our case, it was a perfect use case for blockchain, and we decided to start coding our business logics. We started coding with Hyperledger Fabric. Then we bumped into the next barrier, which is the infrastructure. If you code your business logic, you cannot just run it on some AWS, like taking AWS template and run it on some AWS virtual server. It must be decentralized. There's a whole lot of automation involved in that. So we started developing on that. We also thought about going to IBM, working together with IBM. It was a bit too expensive. There was more to that. That's why we take it on ourselves. We started developing our infrastructure. It's not just about having your chain code, running it on a couple of nodes. You need to do a lot of manual tasks. How to manage the nodes, how to monitor them. There is a whole lot of tasks that is involved in that. Instead of you doing that, why don't you just leave that up to the infrastructure, to the company that provides infrastructure for your blockchain, and you can focus on your blockchain application. So that is what we've done, and that is why we come up with the ManBlock. The ManBlock, you have your application the layer, and you have the framework layer, which is the blockchain layer. In this case, this is Hyperledger Fabric, and then you have the infrastructure layer. So what we're going to do today is just to walk you through quickly in a demo how you deploy your chain code in that ManBlock, how you manage your resources, and so on. So I'm going to dive quickly into our platform. Now, the platform. On the platform, what you really need is an organization. In this case, we've created an organization called KompiTech. And you also, when you're on the overview page, this is your dashboard where you can see all your metrics. And then what you also need is a channel. And you also need PS. The PS, you can distribute your PS in your different locations. In this case, we have Zurich as one location. We have many locations where you can deploy your PS. And then there's the identity management. You can upload your own certificate authority, or we can manage that for you. And then over here, you used to upload your chain code. That is basically it. To go into more technical details, I'm going to hand it over to Yiri so he can walk you through the technical part of it. Please, Yiri.
Yeah, so I would like to go first to the overview that we can see that currently we have deployed or we have present 4 channels. We have 4 peers and 1 orderer. And we also have some monitoring, but I'll go to that later. And for now, I'll show you how easy it is to actually create like a 5th peer. And I will actually walk you through choosing the location, Fabric version 1.3, choosing certificate, and also choosing the administrations of the peer. So the record was saved, and we are currently spinning up the peer. And this is going to take a little bit. So in the meantime, you can do the same also with the order. It's the same thing. I will also show you how it is to create a new channel. We can say test 1, 2, 3. We can define our roles and also ordering endpoint. We can add peers, for example, peer 3, peer 2, and we can create a channel and join these peers directly. So basically, that's it. Now we've saved it and we created a channel. Everything is happening behind the scenes. All the configuration we can also manage inviting and accepting the invitations and updating the channels on the fly. I can also show you how to, once we have the channel, we can go to the chain code and we can easily just browse and upload our code. We can, I'm not going to do that. We have like 50 megabytes of this chain code, so we've already put it in the inventory, and we will go directly and install the chain code on, for example, peer 3 and 4. We can click install, and currently the chain code is installing. We can check the peer level that it's being deployed, and once it's deployed, we can go and we can instantiate it in the channel. So we can check it's running on peer 4 and also on peer 3. So it's currently installed, and we can go directly and instantiate, for example, Lausanne on peer 3, for example. And here we can provide our private data collections and also arguments. And if we need, we can also upgrade. So I have prepared some information for our specific blockchain for the private data. And I also have some arguments that we need for the application that we code above this infrastructure. So we can go and click on instantiate. And basically what is happening now, it's a new container with this chain code is spinning up on peer 3 and peer 4. It's currently in Kubernetes. And once this is deployed, we can also generate we can actually put some data into it. So I'll go into our application that we use for the internal use cases. We will also release that to public very soon. And we can, for example, create a test with some priority. And I think we need description. So we can save it, and some of the information like status and contract between the customers and suppliers is stored in the blockchain itself. And to prove that, we can see that we've created the incident. We can go to the overview itself, and we have we can see first of all that we created some channels. So we have this information. Also, we have 5 peers. We have 5 channels. We started off with just 4. And we can see that there is a peak on peer 4 that is being accepting new incoming requests on peers. We can also see that the height of the blocks has been changed. So there is a channel that there is a new block committed. We can see also transactions and requests on peers, open connections. And above that, we have this whole suite of tools above the Kubernetes itself that we manage Hyperledger Fabric, so that we can, for example, go into this Grafana visualizing tool that is scraping the metrics from Prometheus. And we can see that we have different peaks for the new incoming requests on peers, new transactions, new blocks, open connections. So, and also metrics per channel. So we have different channels here. We can see the block height per minute, for example. We can also go to the cluster monitoring, like CPU utilization, CPU saturation, memory utilization for different clusters and regions, of course, and also the Kubernetes namespaces and the pods like peer, CouchDB containers, different metrics we can scrape. So this is the monitoring part, and that's basically how easy it is to create a peer and to manage the whole lifecycle. We also provide, of course, upgrades of the chain codes, upgrades of the fabric itself, and just basically the whole lifecycle that somebody don't have to worry about the infrastructure and can code the application itself. So with that, I would like to also go back to the slides and hand it over to Greg.
Thank you, Yuri. Thank you. In addition to what we currently provide, we help companies who are looking into building their blockchain application. We help with consultation. We help with training. We also have some couple of webinars coming up. So if you want to get in touch with us, that is the URL. Get in touch with us. We can be always at your disposal. Then that is my contact details. If you need to reach out to me, use the LinkedIn. You can add me. You can go to our website to have more information about us. Then if you have a couple of questions, please come to our booth. We can address your question, or you can just send us an email. Thank you very much.